What's up everybody, my name's Dan. Welcome to Ahnestly. I have tested and reviewed over 100 chairs ranging from $0 all the way up to $2,000 plus. And in this video, I'm gonna try to explain to you how much money should you spend on a chair? Which price points are the best bang for your buck when it comes to chairs? I'm gonna be throwing a ton of info at you, so get comfortable, get some popcorn, and get ready to release some booty juices into your chair. And let's get honest. I think it'll be easier to explain if I use a line graph. And so here on the x-axis, we're gonna have different price points ranging all the way from $0 all the way up to $2,000 plus. And over here on the y-axis, we're going to have value going from low value all the way up to the highest value possible. Value is going to mean 4 different things. First, it's going to be the build quality and the materials used. Then it's going to be how functional is the chair, what features, what adjustments does it have. Then it's going to be how beautifully designed is the chair, how good does it look, and then finally, how good is the warranty and the customer service behind the chair. Every chair that I've tested that was under 100 bucks all had extremely low value. You see, I did a video where I bought highly rated chairs off of Amazon that were under 100 bucks, and they all had the exact same theme. The build quality and the cushioning especially were very low quality. The plastic was very cheap feeling. The cushioning was very thin, barely any functionality. They were pretty ugly for the most part, and you would be very lucky if you could get in contact with any of these companies for any kind of warranty claim. When we move price points over to the $200 to $300 price point, you're going to get a significant spike here in terms of value. You see, chairs in this price point, a lot of them can suck, but I found a couple that were very good value, and in terms of design and build quality, you're going to get a lot better here, but especially when it comes to functionality, you almost kind of peak at this price point. What I mean by peak is that all the chairs in the other price points, they're not gonna have that much more functionality compared to some of the chairs that you find here. When it comes to a design perspective, these chairs look okay. They're not so bad, but they're not quite, beautifully designed, like really catch your eye kind of chairs. And here's where it suffers though, pretty harshly is gonna be in the warranty and customer service department. Again, you'd probably be lucky if you could get in contact with any of these companies to fulfill warranty if you have any issues with your chair. When we move over to the $300 to $600 price point, you're gonna get, it kind of flatlines a little bit to about right here. And the reason why this happens here is because, yeah, you can find some big gems of chairs in this price point, but for the most part, you're not getting that much more of an upgrade compared to the previous price point. As a matter of fact, here, you're gonna be making a lot of trade-offs. I'll give you a couple examples. The Habata E3 Pro is a chair that I reviewed recently, and it's got a footrest, so a little bit more functionality, but you give up build quality because the chair feels pretty flimsy, feels pretty like shaky and rattly, doesn't feel like the highest build quality chair in the world. When you look at something like the Hayward Soji, another phenomenal chair in this price point, the upside is that while the warranty and customer service is great on the chair, the materials aren't gonna be quite as nice, obviously, that are on chairs that are at higher prices. So you're gonna always be making trade-offs at this price point. Not bad, but you're getting a little bit more value compared to the previous price point. You also start to see racing-style gaming chairs enter the picture at this price point, and these things are prioritizing looks over functionality. Again, that trade-off that we mentioned. Then, when we move over to the chairs in the $700 to $1,000 price point, you're gonna get a little bit bigger of a slope, maybe to somewhere around here. And in this price point, what you're gonna see is that there are quite a lot of chairs that start to look a lot more beautiful. There are gonna be some chairs, for example, the Herman Miller Sail, that not only looks beautiful, are highly functional, but also have great customer service. So you start to get some of these like high, top-tier chairs in this price point. Steelcase Mia is another example of that kind of chair, hence the reason why you see the value go up a little bit more. Now, when we move over to the next price point to about $1,100 to $1,400, you're gonna see another semi-spike of a line here. And the reason for that is because in this price point is when you can breathe, right? And what I mean by that is, in the previous price point, you really have to do your research because there are a lot of chairs in that $700 to $1,000 price point that just suck. But here in the $1,100 to $1,400 price point, almost every chair in this price category is going to have all great qualities when it comes to value. They're all gonna be using really great materials and the build quality is gonna be very good overall. You're gonna have really great functionality you're not gonna be missing any functionality in this price point. The chairs are gonna start looking a lot more beautiful than the previous price point, and the warranty and customer service for all of these chairs pretty much is you're getting like 10 to 12 years in this price point, and you can breathe. You just get a lot of options here. The whole world opens up to you at this price point. Then, when you move into the $1,500 all the way up to the sky's the limit, you're gonna get a slight bump here to maybe something like this. Not a huge increase in value here, but you do get an increase in value here. First of all, the most beautiful chairs exist in this price point. You can get some beautiful chairs at these other price points, but especially here, all of these chairs are going to be the creme de la creme when it comes to how good the chair looks. You're also going to get an upgrade in terms of functionality. And what I mean by that is that you're going to get these little like chef's kiss touches in terms of how functional the chair is. To give you an example, the Herman Miller body, which I made a video on last week, I talk about like how amazing that kind of like pixelated structure is and how no other chair out there has that kind of material in it. And that's what I mean by like it really does raise the bar in terms of functionality. You also get a chair like the Ahnest chair. When that one has been tested to death about how to get people to sit properly inside of their chair, testing the foam and how comfortable that is, like you're just gonna get a lot more chairs that have been tested for durability, for specific use cases. When it comes to build quality materials and the warranty, they're gonna be pretty much identical to the previous price category. After explaining all of this, how much should you actually spend on your chair? Well, I can tell you that any chair under $100 is going to be absolutely useless, and you should avoid those altogether. When we come to the $200 to $300 price point, you're gonna see this reminder here to like and subscribe, which you should definitely do. And let me know in the comments, what do you think is the ideal price point for a chair? I think at the bare minimum, you should be looking to spend about $200 to $300 on a chair. This is the best value proposition on this entire chart here for value per dollar spent, right? Is this chair going to be perfect in this price category? By no means, right? But at the same time, you're getting the most per dollar in this price category. Moving to the next price category, I'm gonna generally recommend that you avoid chairs in this price category. Yes, there are some standouts here in this price category, but I can really only think of like maybe one or two here that are standouts, and if you watch my videos, you'll know exactly which ones those are. I instead would move to the $700 to $1,000 price category. I think there are more options here that are very good. But again, just like the previous $300 to $600, there are going to be maybe a couple of standouts and a lot of them are going to suck. So make sure you do your research. The next price category that I would be very comfortable recommending to people, and I know it's a lot, is going to be the $1,100 to $1,400 chair price point. Now, you might be thinking, that's insane for a chair. But the reason why is because if you are worried about your chair breaking. A lot of people are like, my chair better make me coffee for this price point. It won't, but it'll last you 12 years at minimum, and if the chair breaks, you'll have a guarantee for the next 12 years. So that's kind of why I'm like, hey, this price category, for all of the features, functionality, beauty, and warranty you get, this is a price category that I feel comfortable recommending to people. Then when it comes to the highest price tier at $1,500 plus, I also would recommend chairs here with a big asterisk on it. If you're somebody who has very specific needs, lower back pain, or you're just a baller, shot caller, out of control, or you're somebody who loves the idea of getting the finest, the best, the buy it for life buyers out there, I think this price category is definitely viable as well. And so if you want to know, hey Dan, what chair should I buy? Well, I actually have a video which you can find right here where I break out the best chairs at every price point for various heights. And until next time, stay honest.